Sighting number 1. Over 2 years ago, this footage came from a documentary called The Beings from Beyond, where filmmaker Justin captures a UAP on camera and has weird anomalous characteristics. A blue light, which is not usually seen from any known aircraft, military or otherwise. It's seen slowly moving across the sky, silently. This is that footage. Sighting number 2. This took place over 5 years ago, June 29th, 2020, and it was posted on Reddit over 2 years ago. This is an amazing piece of footage of a UAP that shows different modes and angles of what it's trying to capture. There's the wide angle, then a zoomed in one, and then there's one that could be sort of infrared-like, but I'm not totally sure, but it's definitely interesting. Here's that footage. Sighting number 3. This took place over 2 years ago. This is a pilot who was already looking like she's capturing an object in the distance, but when filming this object, another one flies by. It's very interesting because this one very clearly looks like a flying disc, and it's one of, if not the most reported type of UFO ever. And it's clear as day here. Take a look. Sighting number 4. On November 23rd, 2020, a verified US military sensor system captured footage of a disc-shaped or a spherical-like object over a conflicted zone. We're not really sure if it's a sphere or a disc. The military called it a disc, but a lot of people are saying it looks like a sphere, and I kind of agree to some extent that it does look like a sphere. The object does appear to move in weird ways, and it even moves against the wind. It shows no visible means of propulsion and maintains a stable flight without wings, rotors, or exhaust, at least what we can see in the video. And even at some point in the video, it looks like light is sort of bending around the craft or object in the sky, which is very interesting. The UAP was recorded in infrared and confirmed by the Department of Defense as genuine UAP footage, which is very interesting in my opinion. And in some of the footage, it is upscaled by AI to get a little bit more clear footage because it is recorded with infrared and at night, so it's kind of hard to see at some points. So that's why it's upscaled and enhanced by AI in the second video. Not because it was made by AI, but just upscaled. I think this is some very interesting footage. Here's that video. Sighting number 5. This UAP footage was captured by a military pilot and later submitted to the UAP task force, which interestingly enough was actually led by Jay Stratton, who later claimed that he's seen non-human intelligence and non-human intelligence craft. He said that in the Age of Disclosure trailer, and Jay Stratton handpicked David Grush to be part of his task force team. And he later became a whistleblower talking about UAP crash retrieval programs, which is very interesting. But this video footage was shown at the 2022 Congressional UAP hearing, and that was one of the first ever UAP hearings in 50 years. I believe it was 50 years. That is such a long time between UAP hearings. And now we're getting multiple 2022, 2023, 2024, and now 2025. But this is just a really interesting encounter because the footage itself is brief and shows an unidentified flying object that looks sort of metallic-like and spherical, which is sort of what a lot of these UAPs kind of look like recently. We still had the Tic Tac and flying saucer and other shapes as well, and triangles and whatnot, but metallic orbs or spherical orbs are what a lot of pilots and a lot of people have been seeing, and that's even on Arrow's UAP map, which is quite fascinating, honestly. I believe this to be some real UAP footage, and this could be a balloon, but I highly doubt it just because it's very reflective nature and just the way it's shaped and whatnot. This is that footage,
which shows an observation in real time. There it was. That's, in many cases, that's all that a report may include.
Sighting number 6. On December 16, 2024, YouTuber Groovy Gavin investigated the so-called drones in New Jersey. Well, that's what people say, they're drones. We don't actually really know. Some of them, or at least a lot of them, are planes, but some of them have been tied to drones, and some of them have been tied to something else, in my opinion. So he spoke with Zach Austin, who had previously captured footage of some sort of UFO type object in the sky. So at first Zach thought it could be a plane, but something about the way it moved and whatnot had a feeling about it not being a plane, although you never really know. So while filming, Groovy Gavin himself witnessed the bizarre light in the sky that Zach also saw. It definitely moved in a weird way, sort of like flashing, stopping, and then zipping around in weird ways, and it didn't match how usual like planes move, and even like it didn't even like make some sort of noise that like drones would have. It was definitely a pretty confusing experience and pretty interesting experience for Groovy Gavin and Zach at the same time, because he filmed it. He was there. He didn't just like go up there and not film anything. He filmed it himself, and here is that footage.
That's moving. You see that? Oh, good. Oh, thank God. People are gonna think I'm totally crazy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely moving a lot.
Cool. Yeah, look at that.
Could be aliens.
50-50.
Well, if it's not alien, what? I mean, helicopter? If the news and everyone else wasn't also seeing this, you know, this would seem crazy, but it's actually...
It almost looks like multiple lights. Or I might be tripping. Okay, that one is not moving at all. It's flashing a little. Oh, that one is weird.
You see it moving weird?
Oh yeah, now it's moving.
Oh, that is weird.
Holy shit.
Maybe I stopped again.
It'll stop and then it'll move kind of fast.
Oh, that one's actually on.
And then they move really fast for a second.
Oh, that one's weird. I see it as 2 lights now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's moving fast.
Dang, that's looking weird.
Wait, is that the same
It's
one?
the same one, yeah,
It looks
man.
like it's split into two.
It looks like, remember Star Wars?
That's the same one?
Yeah. He's coming our way. I'm gonna get out if you don't mind.
Go for it. Oh, that one. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
What the heck?
That's actually insane.
That got bright.
It got real bright. That was a little scary, huh?
Sighting number 7. This is another UFO sighting from the documentary The Beings from Beyond Again, where the same filmmaker shows us a triangle-like UFO moving right by this plane that he's capturing. And that is something that you do not do when you're like operating a drone or some type of aerial vehicle. You should not be next to any air traffic control or any sort of plane, jet, or what have you. That is just a big no-no. It's also very weird because there doesn't seem to be any red or green lights, which is something you need when flying drones or something like that. So in my opinion, this is an anomalous triangle UFO sighting captured by the director of Beings from Beyond. This is that footage.
Kind of behind and above it, this triangular shaped UFO flying from right to left. And like, I mean, you can see it as clear as day. There's 3 lights in a triangle formation flying past this, like past the plane, but behind it.
Sighting number 8. This is a very weird UAP sighting that happened in space, posted on YouTube over 3 years ago, but it was captured during Apollo 11, so that is very interesting. Now, normally when we see UAP footage in space, they kind of look like orbs moving around, and sometimes in weird ways, but this time it seems to be a bit different. Now, this is one of the only times I've ever seen a boomerang-shaped UAP captured on camera that looks pretty decent, and in space. This is that footage.
Bravo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over.
The Goldstone station reports a very weak signal.
Sighting number 9. This UAP was spotted over Sao Paulo, Brazil, March of 2024, and was posted on the Hidden Underbelly 2.0 YouTube channel. Now, in my opinion, this is a pretty cool object because we finally get to see more of the flying disc type UAPs, since a lot of people were confused on why we haven't been seeing them in this day and age, and people thought it was more of a 1940s type of thing. But the thing is, we have, and this is evidence of that. Now, it could be some sort of CGI, but it looks like whoever is recording this is talking to someone who probably sees it as well, but I'm not totally sure because I can't speak the language, but that it looks like what's going on here. So this is that footage.
Aí galera, ó, esse voador aqui em Aparecida do Norte, olha só, que isso, como assim, tá parado lá, meu, olha, tá muito longe isso, ou não, né, sei lá, e, caramba, ali não tem hotel. Ali não tem hotel. Tá acima das nuvens. Mas tem umas nuvens ali. Caramba. A TechPix, né? Como sempre.
Sighting number 10. This UAP sighting was captured over Utah, Montana. This footage was shot by Nick Marana, the general manager of a local baseball team in Great Falls, Montana. While at a stadium, he saw 2 bright silvery objects flying quickly across the sky. So he grabbed his 16mm movie camera and managed to capture about 16 seconds of the objects. So the film clearly shows 2 bright spinning discs moving across the sky in broad daylight. And even the US Air Force took a look at it. And this next footage in the 1952 Utah UFO film was captured by a Navy photographer named Delbert Newhouse near Tremont, Utah. He and his family saw a group of strange, shiny objects in the sky that moved fast in strange patterns. Newhouse recorded about 30 seconds of the footage using his camera. The film shows multiple bright dots flying together in formation, and it confused both military and civilian experts at this time and now. This footage and the other footage are combined together into one big video. It's around 7 minutes. Now there's a very good analysis that's done throughout the video, which is why it's so long instead of just showing the footage. They want to explain what's happening, why it's not balloons, birds, or aircraft, or something of that nature. So this is that footage.
This is the Montana film, projected exactly as it was photographed. The objects are moving against a 25 to 28 mile an hour wind. This is the film in double frame or slow motion. A slight bounce in the movement of the objects as well as the tower is perceptible. This is due to the handheld camera. The film, analyzed frame by frame, shows the movement of the objects to be horizontal and steady.
We will now vary the action and size of the objects and also stop the action from time to time for your study. We have just made a jump cut in the film to an enlarged size and reversed the action. You are now seeing the objects exactly as they were photographed, but from a closer perspective. Analysis reveals that the objects are not balloons, nor any kind of known aircraft. The images are very different from those produced by any kind of birds at any distance. The shape, brightness, speed, rectilinear path, steady motion, and separation rule out various forms of optical atmospheric mirages or cloud reflections. Comprehensive analysis has eliminated meteors and other known natural phenomena. The possibility of airplane reflection has been carefully studied and ruled out.
This is the Utah film as it was originally photographed.
The image structure and maneuvers definitely eliminate any kind of known aircraft.
This is where Chief Photographer Newhouse, in his excitement, changed exposure. He believed that by changing density and giving the film more contrast, he could clarify the objects. The single object that reversed its course. The bounce is due to handheld camera. Now we study the action of one section of the film. We stop the action. We move in.
Within a 5-mile range, aircraft could be determined. In excess of 5 miles, the speeds are greater than aircraft can achieve, except in straight-line speed runs. The movement here follows an elliptical or circular pattern. Microscopic examination reveals that the objects are well focused. Their size varies from 1/6 to 1/10 the size of the moon, as it appears to the naked eye. Their form is circular and sometimes elliptical. This fits the commonly used flying saucer description.
Observe the object in the upper left corner. We move in to study the action. The object upper left will go out of frame on widescreen projection. Observe the motion of the two objects upper right as we rock them back and forth. Now we move over and up on the frame to make a closer study of the object in the upper left corner.
Examine this object closely. Compare it with those objects you saw in the Montana film. These films were taken approximately 2 years apart, hundreds of miles apart.
We drop back to the original perspective and resume. Now the section of the film where photographer Newhouse changed exposure.
Weather conditions, together with the persistence and motion of the formations, eliminate the possibility of atmospheric mirages. Photogrammetric experiments have shown that the images cannot be associated with any kind of birds at any distance.
Stop. Now forward again. We drop back to original perspective. Now once again, and for the last time, the Utah film.
The objects cannot be associated with any known balloon observations.
Thank you everyone for watching this UFO compilation. That was Anomaly Files, and peace out.